back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vid, and this is my review on Game 3 of State of Origin, just finishing between Blues and Maroons. The Blues have won 24 points to 10, and yeah, look, that's important. I know we've lost the series, but that's important because I think the goal was to, I guess, not finish this series with a clean sweep, meaning that Queensland would win 3-0. So I think this win was important. Yeah, sure, didn't win the series, but I think, yeah, just avoiding the clean sweep, like I said, was important as well. So definitely going to take it as a Blues fan, and obviously very happy with it. Yeah, look, well, while it has been a disappointing series by us, I do think there's a lot of positives to take out of this game, especially with selection headaches next year. Like, I just want to say, first of all, before I get into the full review, that Braden Best and Cody Walker on that left-hand side, that side was dynamic. The amount of direction, traffic that edge was getting was fantastic. I think just knowing now that Cody Walker is still in his prime, playing great footy. Jerome Luai is obviously a great player himself, but I don't think he's all in all serious about the state. In my opinion, I think we need someone that just has that extra, a bit more, I guess, cautious sort of moment about him. And I think in a game like that, Cody Walker probably adjusts himself better than what Luai does and doesn't always get caught up into the drama. I mean, Walker is a bit of a player that gets caught up into drama as well, but I think now, just looking at who plays a bit more professional at that level, I think Walker has the edge over him. But Braden Best on debut, fantastic debut by Braden Best in the Origin team. Look, I spoke about this last week. I made a video about Braden Best, whether he was ready for Origin or not. Turns out my thoughts became exactly true because I believed in him, and he had a great game for the Blues, scoring 2 tries in debut. And yeah, I mean, Maroons can celebrate that win, but your team was pretty much settled apart from Walsh, and you let a debutant at 21 score a double. So Queensland fans will be like, oh, it doesn't matter, we've won the series and we're going to lift up the shield anyway. Yeah, another average Queensland Maroons fan moment, because I don't think they have the extra level of care to whenever they, I guess, lose a game to the Blues, and even if they won the series, still getting owned and still choking to a team which had that many changes is ridiculous. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. But they have their series for this year, so that's that. But we know what Maroons fans are like. But anyway, but yeah, look, it was a good game by us. It definitely was. I think in the opening minutes you could feel that the attack was a lot better. I think Walker was great in attack, but Best was obviously fantastic. Tedesco had a lot better game. I think Teddy deserves his fair rap. I think he played a great game of footy, and I think after game 1 and game 2, after having not really the best sort of performances, I think this game was important for him to bounce back, and yeah, he sure did. And he played a great game. Made a line break which led to that Braden Best double, and then he also just made some great runs. And I think less pressure on Tedesco, the better, because it seemed like the attack was a bit more free-flowing, so that probably helped Teddy a bit more as well. So I'm happy with how he went. Yeah, look, I think Moses did a job as well. I don't think he was anything incredible, but he did a job. But he wasn't any part of the reason why we won, to be fair, but he did a job. The forward packet was good as well. Like, Jake obviously being the big inclusion was huge. We could tell what kind of difference he makes in general. So having him there was awesome. And Saifidi played well. Regan Campbell-Gillard was also pretty good as well. Same with Kalama Tangi on Origin debut. I thought he killed it on the edge, so he played a great game of footy. So yeah, look, all in all, the whole team played well in general, and I think that's credit to Freddie for getting them up for this game, because they could have easily just given in, and because obviously they've known that they've lost the series, they could have easily given in and just gone, well, look, we're 2-0, we're not going to win or lift the trophy anytime soon, so might as well just not try as hard. But yeah, look, I guess the fact is there's no dead rubber game in Origin, so you keep pushing yourself and you keep playing for the state, and the Blues did that. So that's kudos to Freddie, and the players were turning up. For Queensland, well, as I said, their team was barely changed much, apart from Walsh being out, which was a big blow, of course. But you know, having Brimson and pretty much the whole same 1-7 back line was pretty embarrassing just to be, I guess, showed up like that against players that haven't been in the squad full time from the start of the series, and they've only just joined the squad for this game. So, yeah, you know, Queensland fans won't care, but you know, I think in reality you probably should if you've choked like that. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I think the changes for the Blues will benefit us going forward, and probably will be a selection headache, I imagine, for Freddie if he's still the coach. But yeah, look, I think what was weird for Queensland was that they did start Ben Hunt off the bench and Harry Grant at hooker. I don't know why they did that, because in game 1 and game 2, having Grant off the bench and Hunt starting was, you know, obviously worked a lot better. So I don't know why that change occurred, but it did not help them, I don't think. So they sort of you know, stuffed themselves there. But other than that, yeah, they had an off game. I think Holmes and DC's defense was woeful, and pretty much the whole Queensland team just didn't seem to, I guess, give in as much as what they could have. But you know, they won the series, so I'm sure they'll celebrate that one. But yeah, I mean, it'd be hard to actually celebrate genuinely if you've lost. You know, like if you're going to lift the trophy after a loss, I think I find it pretty hard to celebrate properly, if I'm being honest. But they've had the series this year, so yeah, fair play to them. But yeah, look, you know, not much to really say, I think, because you know the Blues were, you know, they look, if this was a decider, I think there'd be a lot more to talk about. But because I think Blues only turned up for this game in the whole series, it's just, you know, obviously disappointing, but it's also good in a way because we got the win and we avoided a clean sweep. So to those Brooms and those Queenslanders claiming a clean sweep would happen, honestly, chuck them at the back, because it was not going to happen, and yeah, thank God it didn't happen. So just yeah, just relieved that there's no clean sweep, because if that happened, I think Freddie would be sacked, I reckon, and I think Tedesco's spot would be in jeopardy going forward at fullback. I'd like to mention as well, I think the bench was still pretty strange by the Blues. Like, to not have Lenu in that team was crazy. I know it doesn't matter because we won, but Clint Gutherson barely played towards the end of that game. I mean, he only came on because Accor did his hamstring and played like 3 minutes in the wing, but it makes no sense, because you had Robson as that utility originally, and then you bring Gutherson on the bench. Like, I don't get that sort of tactic there. But it doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter. We've won, so that's the main thing, and we've avoided a clean sweep. But look, I'll just say this: Queensland, congrats on the series. They were the better, I guess, state across the whole sort of you know, time of this series. But to choke against a team with a notorious amount of changes, it's pretty embarrassing. So Queensland, they won't care, and that's typical in my opinion. But yeah, as for our boys, the Blues, you know, we'll be back next year. Just got to try and figure out what the best 1-17 is, because I think there's some players that would normally be there that might have their spot question next year. So we'll see what happens. But that's my review on the Game 3 of State of Origin. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I just want to say, if Isaac Lumi was playing, we win by 50. Good night.